What's going on, beautiful people? It's Keyshawn Scott, and welcome back to another YouTube video. And I'm going to tell you why I wasn't available all these months on YouTube, why I haven't created content. Where was I? What was Keyshawn doing? And I want to talk to you about the disciplines I've been working on as a man. As a married man with a daughter who's 7, who's all over the place, who needs a lot of attention, who has a lot of energy. The question is, why haven't I been posted on YouTube as much? And as we dive into this video, I'm going to let you know exactly why, what I've been doing, because I have been focusing on self-care, putting myself first, putting God first, really diving into my word and trying to become a better man overall, because I want to show up as a better man so I can show up as a better man for my daughter and for my wife, so I can become a whole man, right? A whole, good, spiritual, emotional, mental, disciplined, patient, and a better man. And I'm going to dive into a few tips and advice that has been working for me. And so don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video with a man or somebody who's been struggling in life to put themselves first, to focus on certain things. And I hope this video is a blessing to you. So let's dive right in. So I've been working on these 5 core values or discipline of my life. And I realized that I wasn't showing up 100% for my wife. I wasn't showing up 100% for my daughter, for my family, for business, for work. I wasn't consistent. And every time I'm not consistent, I'm not who I was meant to be. I'm not who I'm meant to be, right? Because my purpose, my goals, my values, my drive, I don't want it to be messy. I don't want it to be all over the place. I want to be laser focused. Spiritual discipline was number 1. I realized that I had to be more in tune with God. I had to put God first. Everybody, every single day, oh, God is good, God is this. But I really wanted to get into my word. So as I was, talking to God, and I said, hey, God, what do I need to do? I need to get back to the word. I need to get back to that spiritual discipline. Reading the word, reading my devotionals, praying with my wife, praying with my daughter. And these are a lot of things that we lack because of life, because of work, because of business, because of being a creator, right? Because of anything that happens in life, we forget the purpose that God put man here for, right? And that's to serve, right? To be a man of God to our wife, to lead our family, to pray with our wife, to pray with our daughter, to be that vessel of hope, of faith in our household. Because if I cannot lead my household, how can I lead other people? How can I lead the audience, my followers, people online? I'll be a hypocrite. So one of the things that I really started developing was spiritual discipline. And how I developed spiritual discipline was reading the word every single day, finding areas of my life like anxiety, depression, pain, anger, hurt, healing, whatever it may be in your life. Look for something and study it. I was studying how to become a better man, how to show up for my wife more often, how to be more romantic, how to be a better leader, how to show up as a father, as a dad. And it might be scary because there's a lot of different components to being a man, right? Especially if you have a wife, you're working, you got businesses, you have, nieces, you have nephews, you have sisters, you have brothers, you have your daughter. It's so much, but you have to learn how to balance yourself. You have to learn how to balance yourself, because if you don't, you'll be all over the place and you're going to in turn hurt people who don't deserve to be hurt. So in my spiritual journey, I was talking to God more. I was praying more. I was fasting more. I started going to Bible study. I started seeing a therapist. I started speaking to pastors more. I started researching a lot of stuff online, grabbing a notebook and a pen and just writing down notes and learning and really identifying, and I'm gonna tell you this, identifying areas in my life that were broken, identifying certain areas in my life that wasn't happy, that wasn't fulfilled, that didn't have purpose, that was hurting. And I started tackling those areas and growing in those areas, right? I don't want you to run away from growth, right? Just because it's a little bit scary. Don't run away from it. Embrace it and learn from it. And then that's how we change. That's how we get better. That's how we grow. And the second discipline was emotional discipline. Learning how to get in tune with my emotions, right? Because sometimes I could be a little emotional. I could act out of emotions. I could act out of, letting my emotions get the best of me. So I had to learn how to get a better handle on how I give and receive information, how I respond to things, how I allow things to hurt me, right? Understand that I can't control other people. The only person I can control is myself. Learning how to, be a master of your emotions. And of course, we're going to fail at some point, but we have to learn how to master our emotions. So how to be emotional, right? And it's about having that balance, right? And learning how to, manage your emotions, right? How not to get upset all the time, how not to get angry all the time, how not to be so emotional and be triggered all the time. And that's part of learning who you are, right? Learning how you give and receive love, knowing who to stay away from, knowing the types of people, places, and things that will trigger your emotions, and staying away from those things so it doesn't get the best of you, so you can have a better balance on your emotions, right? And then one of the third things that I've always wanted to work on was financial discipline. I think that's a huge thing, right? Because for me, finances, I handle all the finance. I pay all the bills. There's no 50-50 here. We don't do no 50-50, right? I pay 100% of the bills. My wife, she handles groceries. Chloe, our daughter's snacks and food and all those other stuff. But all the big bills, everything is paid for, right? I want to be a better master of my money, right? I remember one time, right? I told my wife that I have to learn how to spend intelligently, right? Because I love to buy sneakers, I love to buy this, I love to buy that. And it's not only buying things for myself, I love to spend money on other people as well too. And I realized that I really have to get to a point where I'm more financially disciplined and I know how to spend money correctly, how to save money, how to invest correctly. So I've been learning a lot about more investments and learn how to do this and learn how to do that, and just being more financially disciplined, knowing how to spend money, what not to spend money on. I was born in Trinidad, but I grew up in Brooklyn. So how to stop buying the bacon, egg, and cheese. That's one of my things, and I'm not, listen, I know that a lot of people are vegan, you don't eat meat, you don't eat pork, but if you're from Brooklyn, and bacon, egg, and cheese, it's kind of addictive, right? But what I'm trying to do is get off of that. I haven't eaten a bacon, egg, and cheese in months. So I'm trying to learn how to not to buy breakfast in the morning and then buy lunch and then Uber Eats and then paying for Ubers. And I'm not gonna lie, I paid about $1,200 to $1,500 a month on Ubers alone. And when you look back at your statement and you're like, where did all this money go to? It's insane. It is insane to pay about $1,200 to $1,500 on Ubers every single month. And that's only Uber rides. That's not even Uber Eats. So just to be more financially disciplined on that area. And then also sexually disciplined, right? Just you have to be sexually disciplined, and knowing that I remember one of the prayers before I even had a wife, right, was, God, give me eyes only for my wife, right? Give me eyes only for my wife. And I believe as men, we have to be more sexually disciplined, right? We can't be promiscuous. We can't be looking here and there. We have to learn how to be sexually disciplined, because as a man who's sexually disciplined and he has eyes only for his wife, he can really love her and give her the attention, the affection, and the sense of intimacy that she deserves. So you have to be sexually disciplined, especially when you're going out with your single friends. You might be going out, you might be seeing women on the street. You have to be so disciplined, right, sexually, that you only have eyes for your wife. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that men should, oh my God, I'm only looking at my wife, which you should. But what I'm saying is that even acting on these sexual desires and not being sexually disciplined, it's very detrimental to any relationship. And I'm not only talking about romantic relationship, platonic relationship, watching porn. All these things are toxic and unhealthy to your growth as a man. And I need you to understand that, because porn is an addiction. Sexual promiscuity, that word, is an addiction, right? So you have to be sexually disciplined. No, I won't go here because there's a lot of women there and I don't want to be sexually promiscuous, right? In that area. Just like someone who's getting over alcohol, right? You're alcoholic and you're not going to go to a bar, right? Because you're not going to go to that bar because they serve liquor there, right? And you don't want to buy in to that liquor because you're trying to heal and trying to be sober, right? So we have to get to that point where we're really sexually disciplined as a man, and that's huge, right? And I'm talking about online, especially with we being bombarded with ads and all these other things in life. Men, I can't stress this enough, you have to be sexually disciplined. Pornography is an addiction. It will kill you. It will kill your happiness, your joy. It will kill any intimacy that you have with your partner, your spouse, with yourself. And nothing should have so much control over you that it affects your time management. It affects how you give and receive love. It affects your mind. It affects everything around you. You're not balanced. So nothing should have so much power over you. And number 5, physical discipline, right? Working out, men, health and wellness is something huge and it's something big. We have to get to that point where health and wellness matters. Fitness matters, right? Working out, looking good, feeling good. And that's not only losing weight, right? When people hear physical discipline, they might say, oh, I'm trying to lose weight. No, physical discipline means taking care of yourself emotionally, mentally, and physically, right? What you eat or what you don't eat. Also, how you're working out. Are you walking more than you're taking a train? Are you watching what you eat? Are you are you going to the doctor? There are so much things that we have to put in place for physical discipline, and that's just the umbrella. There's so much different branches underneath it. And like I said, it's going to be a brief video, but these are the things that I've been working on as a man, because I realized in order for me to change, in order for me to do better, I have to have this spiritual discipline, this emotional discipline, this financial discipline, this sexual discipline, and this physical discipline. And if I really want to change and become a better man, I have to take action, right? Words won't produce change. You have to have action behind what you want to do, the man you want to become. Me, I'm a man of God. I love God. I'm a man of faith, right? Which means I want to follow. I want to lead. I want to lead my wife. I want to lead my daughter. I want to become a great man. So in order to become that great man, a better man, I have to learn how to put God first. I have to learn how to stop doing certain things, how to grow up, how to transition from a boy into a man, right? How to put these childish ways behind me, right? And learn how my behavior affects my wife, affects my daughter, affects my family or the people around me. And I had to graduate from, well, this is me, right? It is what it is. Some people have to graduate from that mindset, right? Because you could change. There is always a better version of yourself than the version that you have right now. And we have to understand that. People think that this is the only version. You're going to take me as I am version. There's always room for improvement. You can always grow. You can always get better. You can always grow, right? You can always become better. And I think that's what we need to be into people's mind. It's okay to take a step back from social media, from life, to get yourself together, to get you together, to put you first, for you to love on you. Because the problem is that we love everybody else. We put everybody else first. We invest in everybody else, but we don't invest in ourselves. We don't promote putting yourself first. And what does that look like? What does putting yourself look like for you, right? It doesn't mean that you need to go out more. Doesn't mean that you need a Saturday or a Sunday to yourself. Doesn't mean that you need to connect with your family or your friends a little bit more. What does putting yourself first means for you? And that's the homework that I have for you. What does it look like when you put yourself first? Who do you need to get rid of? And getting rid of people, places, going somewhere, getting rid of people is a form of self-care. Removing people from your life who are toxic, who aren't healthy, who don't love you, who don't care about you, who's draining you, who's using you, manipulators. Getting rid of those people is a form of self-care. You have to love yourself enough to get rid of people who are no value and who cause more harm than good in your life. So that's it for this YouTube video. I'm going to try to create a video every week. I have a friend, her name is Keandra Jackson, and I'm going to, she's going to keep me accountable. That's my accountability partner. If you have any questions, drop some comments below. If you have any questions, please send me a message. Any questions about any one of the disciplines, being disciplined as a man, changing, doing better, growing, hit me up, ask me any question that you can. The link's below. Follow me everywhere. Don't forget to share this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you another time until the next video. I love you. Peace.